silence from you is like the death of a tune. Oh, I have been driven.
I love Montreal. Each time I visit, I discover something new about the city. With its distinct neighborhoods, French culture, and party-like atmosphere in the summer, this second largest French-speaking city in the world draws you in and stays with you long after you've left the island. Though I've lived here twice during my life, I've yet to experience some of the things that make Montreal famous. So here's my plan. I'm gonna try to do them all in one weekend. Oh yeah, and I'll try to fit them in during the Jazz Festival, the largest one in the world. This should be interesting. I live in New York right now, so it may be a little sacrilege to say the following, but it's true, Montreal has some of the best bagels in the world. And as any Montrealer knows, there are two places to get them, Fairmont Bagel and here, St. Fitzure Bagel. The difference being is that the bagel is boiled in honey-flavored water, there's no salt added, and is cooked in a wood-burning oven, so the bagel tends to be a little crispier, flavorful, and a little smaller. Now if we could just find a table. For the hip and cool, the neighborhood to be in is the Plateau. Despite being neither of these, I was still able to visit this old working-class neighborhood located just north of downtown. Being low on t-shirts, I was lucky enough to stumble upon Meow, a specialty shop specializing in print t-shirts. Just pick your design, choose a color shirt, and take in a game of pinball while your custom threads are made for you on the spot. Alright, it's not like getting a custom suit made for you in Hong Kong, but where else in the world are you gonna get a shirt like this? Sweet. Next I tried to grab lunch at Schwartz's, perhaps Montreal's most famous eatery. But, like I remember, there was an endless line at the door of people waiting to get their hands on a smoked meat sandwich. Well, this is one thing I will not be doing this trip. Where you live in Montreal says a lot about you. The unofficial dividing line in the city between the Anglophones and the Francophones is Rue Saint-Denis. Following it south to where the island meets the St. Lawrence River, you'll find yourself in Old Montreal. As you can imagine, it's quite the tourist magnet, so it's no surprise I didn't spend much time here, except for when visitors were in town. But despite this fact, this upscale neighborhood is a great place to wander around, especially at the end of a long, sunny day. At the marshes Jean-Talon, you can find fresh produce from all over Quebec, amongst other things. Founded back in 1933, the market is open year-round. Okay, bison. Never tried this on a stick before. Doing video in a food market. This is so Anthony Bourdain. Alright, I better not get ahead of myself. Maybe I should stop talking and just keep eating.
What's gonna happen?
One of the things I'm most ashamed of not doing while living in Montreal was hiking Mont Royal. At the centerpiece of the city, the mountain attracts visitors every day of the week who hang out in its many parks, bike its paths, and of course hike its many trails to the peak. Should not have stayed out till 4 in the morning last night. I do know where I'm going. I never get lost. Keep telling yourself this, man. Thinking I'm gonna see an Ewok soon. Alas, no such luck, but I did eventually find my way, albeit on a little rougher path than I was expecting. Well, now I find out there's a bus that comes up here. Finally, at the top is the famous cross, a landmark that's been here in one form or another for centuries. The first European to discover the mountain was Jacques Cartier back in 1535. Now he named the mountain after the King of France at the time, Francois I, and the city itself, Montreal, is named after the mountain, Mont Royal. Here on the mountain you can analyze the different rock layers. I believe this is the Neolithic separated from the Paleolithic era. Actually, I'm just making this up, I have no idea. I think this is actually concrete. At the base of the mountain is McGill University. Often described as the Harvard of Canada, McGill is one of the country's most prestigious universities. One of McGill's most notable alumni is William Shatner. Now for years, the students have lobbied the administration to change the name of the building behind me to the William Shatner Building. To this day, the administration has yet to change the name, oddly enough. Next door is the neighborhood curiously known as the McGill Ghetto. I decided to stop by a couple of my former homes. Oh man, I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional. I know what will make me feel better. A big plate of one of Montreal's most famous dishes, poutine. A concoction of french fries, cheese curds, and gravy. A surprising local fare for such a healthy looking population. There is perhaps no other event as well known in Montreal, outside of the jazz festival that is, than Tam-tams. Located at the eastern base of Mont Royal, Tam-tams is a Sunday morning event where upwards of thousands of locals congregate to picnic, play frisbee, shop at the many vendors, sunbathe, dance, and most notably come together for what must be one of the world's largest weekly drum circles. Everyone's welcome here, including all ages, as well as interloping New Yorkers who used to play the drums back in their glory days. I may have only scratched the surface of what the city has to offer, but the good news is, like the Tam-tams, I know that whenever I want, the city will make room for me and welcome me back, always ready to show me a good time.